This is a Dell Micro PC. Hidden under that is a full-blown workstation. Dell Precision 3260. Despite being not much bigger in size, it packs a lot more power and a bunch of extra features. Today, we will take a look at the hardware inside out. We review secondhand PCs. We also create step-by-step upgrade tutorials. Sometimes recommend products that are genuinely worth your money. If that sounds useful, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos like this. Let's go straight inside. That's always the best part about any review. Getting inside is super easy. On the left, we have CPU cooling fan, and on the right, we have the GPU riser, which in fact is the most important feature of this PC. What I am removing now is a speaker. While it's useful to hear system sound during setup, for day-to-day use, it's useless. To get to RAM and CPU, we need to remove the fan assembly. Removing is easy. Just pressing 2 clips is all it takes, although I would prefer fan assembly that's screwed on to reduce noise levels from vibration. Under that beefy heatsink, we have a processor that is 65 watts. The wattage is quite important here because the lower wattage 35 watts found inside micro PCs are a lot less powerful. In our CPU-centric Cinebench test, this CPU actually beat a bunch of 35-watt PCs, including Core i7 13th Gen, newer 14th Gen i5, as well as newest Ultra 5 CPUs. Putting a 65-watt CPU in compact body needs proper cooling solutions. There are 2 large copper heat pipes present. In case you didn't know, copper dissipate heat better than aluminium. When comparing the heatsink to other Dell Micro PCs, the size, design, and the material all are visibly better. The same appears to be the case in terms of cooling fan size. Obviously, bigger fan means more volume of air and less noise. Getting to the CPU socket isn't that difficult. As the slot is LGA 1700, this can take 12th, 13th, and 14th generations of CPUs. This supports DDR5 memory, which is a lot faster than DDR4 found in PCs of its time. 2 RAM sticks can be snapped on and off using a pair of clips. Very easy to upgrade. That, of course, if you can afford it. RAM upgrade and putting things back together seems easy enough for most people. This is reassuring just in case you want to get the machine with smaller RAM. Then wait and hope that this memory craziness ends soon. To get to SSDs, wireless chip, and other internals, you will have to remove the GPU riser, which is quite simple to do. You have one NVMe slots right near the CPU, and there's another one on the side. You can use both 30mm and 80mm M2 SSDs without needing an adapter by simply relocating the mounting screws. There's a slot for a wireless card, should you wish to get Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. Watch our upgrade tutorial video for the full process and guidance on how to choose a chip and where to find them. There's a slot for SATA cable. Unfortunately, we don't know much about the mechanism, but if AliExpress is to be trusted, it appears that there might be some cheap solutions available. There's one spot available for a Flex I/O in case you want to add an additional USB-C port with display, a HDMI or display port. If you are using dual-slotted GPU, there will not be any space left for a Flex I/O. In terms of dedicated GPU, we managed to fit both single and double-slotted GPU. That's a big achievement considering the fact that some of the bigger PCs can't fit dual-slotted GPUs. Putting in dual-slotted GPU does require some modification. Watch our GPU installation guide for more information. In terms of USB-As, it's good to see Dell not deceiving us by including slower USB ports. All ports are blue. Blue means high speed in Dell's book. Sadly for Dell Pro Micros, they still have USB 2.0. In terms of speed, they are a mix of USB 3.2 Gen 1, as well as newer Gen 2. The front USB Type-C is also actually a high-speed 20 gigabits per second port. In comparison, the latest Dell Pro Micro or Optiplex series have slower 10 gigabits per second version. While having this as 40 gigabits per second would have been sweet. 20 gigabits per second is still decent speed for using external SSD caddies. Around the back, we have 3 native DisplayPort, capable of running 4K 60Hz monitors. This feels generous, considering the fact that until 2025, Dell actually kept HDMI ports limited to 1080p resolution. In the next video, we will look into power consumption, conduct some performance comparison, and discuss upgradability options. Subscribe to stay updated.